Respected judges and dear friends, I'll take some minutes of your time to discuss about epithelial to mesenchymal transition, or short form as EMT, in retinoblastoma tumors, which we believe might be a new intervention target. I have no financial interest to disclose. So all of us see retinoblastoma, and what we see is on the right hand side, Ds and extraocular tumors. Whereas we have had lots of talks about retinoblastoma in the other session. Western world will see ABC because of early diagnosis, and with all the treatment available to us in combination or alone, we get a good results in ABC. But India, having the largest burden of retinoblastoma, and also the Ds and Ds what we see are life-threatening. This is the only condition in eye where the child can lose his life. So I thought of having some work on D and D retinoblastoma and see whether we can make cure better, or we can prevent some of the metastases, or we can do something about them. So one of the things which popped up is the role of EMT. Epithelial to mesenchymal cell transformation is known in other tumors. It's well published, and I'm taking a biggest one of the works from Nature, and this figure is from there. So what we know is that the epithelial cell lose their adhesions and transform into mesenchymal stem cells. Once they transform into mesenchymal stem cells, they become motile. They can mobilize themselves and then transform back again into tumor. So this causes four important things. It causes tumor initiation, and it causes tumor initiation. It leads to metastasis because the cell is mobile. It also develops into resistance to current chemotherapy or treatment because the cells will form a new kind of a cell from the mesenchymal cell. And it also helps in invasion. So, a tumor will start and invade. Now, since we know all these four properties, which are inhibitory cancer properties, we thought that whether there is an EMT at play in retinoblastoma tumors or not, it's not been reported. So, other thing what we know from the published literature is that epithelial markers, which are on to your left, are known to us, and the mesenchymal markers, which are on to your right here, are known to us. This is all from other tumors, other cancers in body, nothing from eye cancers or retinoblastoma. So armed with this information, we thought, let us do something and let us check the mechanism. So our objective was to first see whether EMT markers are there in retinoblastoma tumor or not, meaning EMT is at play at retinoblastoma tumor or not. Then the next step is, what is the signaling pathway? How is it signaling? So if we get some understanding about the signaling, we can also understand the targeting of that pathway, and anything related to metastasis. So this was the information which we're trying to gather, and this was our initial research question. So to start off the experiment, we took the enucleated retinoblastoma eyes and pediatric controlled retina, which was the pediatric retina, and we checked for a gene expression microarray. And we found these genes, which are on your top with an upregulated arrow, to be upregulated, means they were increased more than 2 folds. And we had downregulated genes, which were down by 2 folds. Now, these genes are the EMT transformation genes, which I showed you in the earlier slide. So we found, yes, the EMT genes are going up and down in retinoblastoma tumor also. That is an indication that, yes, there is an EMT pathway probably at play. So to go a step further now, what we need to do is we need to validate this initial finding. So now what we do is we use VERI1 cell line. So we use the live tumor cells and see what's happening in there. And we do a RT-PCR here or qPCR here. So look at these blue arrows here. So we find that vimentin and encadherin is high, which is found in advanced stage of tumor in an EMT pathway. We also find this tall blue towers here, if you see FN1, anti-SMA, and twist, which are again raised. These are metastatic markers. So these high means the tumor has a metastatic propensity. And here, if you see BCL, XL, and AKT are raised, which are associated with better survival and resistance to chemotherapy. The green ones, what you see, are the controls. So that is an RB1 overexpressed very cell line. So that we see that once we overexpress RB1 tumor protein, these go down. So here, it's a proof that RB1 very one cell line, these markers are there. So we get a EMT is at play. Is time up?
No, sir, you may continue. Okay. There's a minute left.
Yeah. So here, then we do a Western blot. And if we see, we find that vimentin, encadherin, and vimentin, twist, and encadherin in Western blot are down in a VERI1 cell line, and they go up once we do RB1 overexpression. And then encadherin is increased when we do RB1 overexpression. So means mesenchymal markers are up, they go down if we overexpress. And also here we find that, this is one very important slide, you find phosphobeta-catenin, which means that there is a Wnt signaling pathway at play. So I'll just skip this slide, just focus here that EMT is working through ZEB1 transcription pathway to cause metastasis and this thing. This is a very interesting slide. We already have available drugs which can target EMT in other cancers. And in conclusion, I would say that EMT pathway is known with tumor metastasis and drug resistant other cancers. Our study demonstrated for the first time the role of EMT in retinoblastoma tumorigenesis. RB1 dependent EMT repression or suppression of EMT pathway can halt metastatic propensity and therapeutic resistance in retinoblastoma. Also provide us with new therapeutic intervention target using EMT markers for retinoblastoma. And this is the most important part. There are currently available drugs and small molecules which can be repurposed, which are being used for other cancers, but can be used for targeting retinoblastoma. And there is a role of ZEB1 transcription factor, which we have reported as a novel finding, and Wnt signaling in EMT pathway here. So we can target ZEB1 and Wnt signaling pathway. Thank you for your kind attention.
Gagan, thank you for your paper. If you would want to summarize in a nutshell, one line, yes, what is the crux of your paper?
So crux
and how does it translate clinically?
Yes.
In the management.
Crux of the paper is that EMT pathway is a novel pathway not being targeted by current drugs. So we have found a new pathway. We have commercially available drugs which target this pathway in other cancers. And if we study further, these drugs may be useful in advanced retinoblastoma, especially to prevent metastasis, micrometastasis, vitreous seeds. So we may have new drugs working on this tumor.
So provided when in advanced cases, some amount of metastasis is not already occurred, right?
Yes, madam. So in advanced stages, it can be
or minimal metastasis, would you still give it?
Yes, madam. It can work, possibly.
Can work.
It can work.
So even because the size of the tumors, 1 or 2 cases you showed were quite gross, where we almost expect some amount of metastasis has occurred.
Yes. So the drugs again can work, but that's again has to be done. It will take few years. But yes, existing drugs can work. We don't need new drugs.
Okay. And you feel that the toxicity of these drugs may also be taken care of?
Yes, madam. Toxicity can be taken care of because they're already being used for other cancers. So we have all the pharmacokinetic data. And in retinoblastoma, if we can deliver locally, intravitreally with the intraarterial chemotherapy or periorbital, the toxicity will further go down. So
we should realize that here we are targeting children. The majority will be children, because there's so much hue and cry about all these immunomodulators and target cell treatments for cancer, starting from immune retinopathy and the toxicity to the body. We see in the long term that when we wonder whether our old time drugs were helpful. So I think this will be a very interesting and challenging aspect. Thank you, Gagan.